Thank you, Erica. And okay, so on my end, guys, I want to say it's really about trying to make this EVM launch very successful. We have a lot of work ahead of us, and you heard snippets of it here. There's a lot of technical work that still just needs to go on the back end to make sure that the launch, the release goes successfully. Starting with testnet, and then everything that has to happen from testnet to get this thing to mainnet. And then there's a whole bunch of other stuff that we know we're going to need, rather than just launching an EVM chain and saying, boom, mission complete, and then having no one use it. We're doing a ton of work right now. And I'll say a ton of work, but really just starting. We really do need to ramp up our efforts across the board to make sure that the EVM is actually not just launched successfully, which is an undertaking unto itself, but having a whole separate dedicated project to making sure that we bring as many ecosystem partners into it as possible, as soon as it launches. And then from there, having a very aggressive roadmap to just adding more constantly, right? This has to be, we're bootstrapping an ecosystem here from scratch, and we're going to have a lot of work to get the ecosystem rolling and getting some basic momentum, and then gaining more momentum, and then ultimately it having momentum on its own so that it can just grow on its own versus us pushing so hard all the time. So ultimately, this project should not be about this team that you hear from every week doing everything. This project really has to be about us doing the right things, the smart things, to lay the foundation so that there can be an ecosystem that organically grows around it, just like all of the other popular crypto ecosystems out there. Now, we are doing a lot to seed the ecosystem and to get it rolling, and you've got Horizen Labs. It's pushing really hard itself on the technology side, and then also right now starting to go out and cultivating potentially some interesting side chain use cases for people who want to launch their own chains. So we're going to continue pressing hard there. In fact, we're now putting together like a dedicated pitch deck for what we're considering, say, like a competitive product to like Polygon's Edge product, but I think way cooler or maybe more comprehensive with a Horizen flavor to it on people that want to launch their own chains, right? This is the bread and butter for Zendu, and it's something that we have to push really hard for. The EVM is going to be an important chain. Token Mint itself was a really critical kind of proof of delivery system that gets some basic functionality to Horizen, but we need to kind of snowball it from here and have other people come in, launch their own chains, and really demonstrate the power of Zendu, in particular, leveraging a lot of this Ethereum compatibility work that we're doing.